Howdy, practical patriots and practical preppers. Yote, Grus aus Texas. Marcus, how do you say howdy in Romanian?
Ce faci?
Close enough. Hey, listen, I promised y'all in my last video that I would have something really awesome to show you this next go around, and here it is. I brought with me Marcus from Tactical Solutions, and you may remember from the video I did a while back about options for mounting optics on your AKs. Marcus, I saw your product at a gun show in Leander, and I saw that and I said, this is a game changer. This one solves all the issues and problems that I discussed in that video, and it just makes it so much simpler. And Marcus is here, and he's going to explain to you on a couple of different AK pattern rifles how this works. So here we go. Sit tight. This is Marcus with Marcus Tactical Solutions, adjustable windage scope mounts. And these are for all kinds of AKs, for PSL, AK rifle platform. And this product is made right here in the USA. All right, Marcus, let us know about this product, man.
Thank you, Johnny. Thank you for inviting me to your property here to demonstrate the qualities of this novel scope mount. Like you mentioned, we have a model for every kind of AK that's available to the American public. We have this particular one is name it's Awesome AK. Awesome is not that the product is awesome, but also is the acronym for adjustable windage scope mount. So it's the unique feature that differentiates this product from other types of mounts on the market. The product is designed and built 100% here in the USA. It comes in the box, packaged like this, with everything, every tool and every component that is needed for the user to install it on their rifle. No extra tools are needed, and all you need is just your rifle, your scope, and your rings. Everything else is provided.
Alrighty. So you got a Romanian Wasser there, the mighty Wasser down there, and you're going to show us how to put that thing attached to the on there, right?
Yes, sir. So the Romanian Wasser 10, 762 by 39 caliber. The mount that fits this particular model is the Awesome AK. It comes in the box like this. We are shipping this particular mount with a little piece of paper here warning the buyer that the Picatinny rail is just finger tight initially, so when they do that first alignment, they need to know that this is not tightened already to the specification. So we are going to use this Allen key that comes in the box just to loosen each of these 5 screws to free the Picatinny rail. And then this piece of paper is not needed anymore. So one of the features of this product is the slidable Picatinny rail. As you can see, we can slide it left and right on this base plate, and there is a series of laser markings on the Picatinny rail. One here at the front end of the Picatinny rail, and then inside, if we look through these holes, there is a series of patterned lines. These lines allow us, when we set up the mount on the rifle, to set it up with the Picatinny rail centered over bore. Like this, we do not have to perpetually chase that windage every time the distance to our target changes. So how we, I'm going to demonstrate how we make that initial alignment. But first of all, we need to make sure that the mount is fitted on the rifle with the proper clamping force. So the mount itself is quick detach. This lever is actually locking in place over the side rail of the rifle, and it has a clamp here that is adjustable for height and tension. That is because typically no two rifles are absolutely identical, so we have plenty of adjustment range in this clamping mechanism to ensure that our mount is securely installed over the rifle and it will hold that zero permanently. So we take the product out of the box and we slide it over the side rail of the rifle until it bumps, and then we simply flip this lever and it latches in place. There is a plunger mechanism here that ensures that the lever is not going to come off that locked position.
And that's adjustable also, correct?
That is adjustable also.
Yeah.
How we adjust that tension? We just depress the clamp until we expose the head of the hex head screw, and then we want to tighten it. We are going to turn the screw one flat at a time until we find that optimum tension that we want. So turning to the right is tightening the clamp, turning to the left is loosening the clamp. It's spring loaded as well. So, and then the head of the screw falls into this slot. So once it's in that position, once it's set, there is no chance for it to become loose and alter that initial setup. Mm-hmm. So it's as simple as that.
And the pivot pin you were mentioning right there, that is also adjustable, right?
Yes. So the plunger that locks this latch in place is also adjustable. All you have to do is take a screwdriver and turn to the left or to the right to ensure that it's having the right amount of hold on the latch itself.
Awesome.
Okay.
See that, and those are features that I don't find in any other optic mount. There are some that are close, but that one those points nail it right there.
Yes. So the mount itself holds zero very reliably because it only works with fixed references. The first reference is on the mount itself. You see there is a stop shoulder here at the rear end of the main frame of the mount. And the second reference is the very rear end of the side rail of the weapon. All we have to do is slide the mount over the rail until it bumps, and then flip this latch into position. And now it's a very, very stable arrangement. It's not going to move during the shooting process, or you can put a lot of abuse in this mount. It's not going to move. So being quick detach and holding that zero permanently, you can take it off the rifle many times. It's not going to lose that zero. Okay. So once we completed this initial setup for the fitment with the side rail of the rifle, we now are going to align the Picatinny rail to be centered over the bore. So we are using those laser markings to end the notch in the rear iron sight of the rifle to get us that alignment. All we have to do is to line up this laser marking on the front end of the Picatinny rail with the notch into the rear iron sight, and we are looking at which lines are going to line up into this detail in the front section of the mount. So we are observing here that the two continuous lines on each side of the hole are lining up relative to the continuous line that we can observe through the hole. Now we need to make sure that we have the same arrangement matching on the rear section of the Picatinny rail. It's a very simple, easy, and quick process. So if you can observe, all these references are now in sync. They are all lining up in the same way. Any of those pattern lines that we see through those viewports can be references. So it doesn't have to be the continuous line. Any of those lines are valid references because there is a lot of variation in the thickness of those rails in between rifles made by different countries or different manufacturers. So we are providing a full adjustment capability to this product, so we have the Picatinny rail lined up to the axis of the barrel. That means centered over bore. Once we have this alignment, we are tightening these screws the same way like we would put a car engine back. In a crisscross pattern, if you want. In this case, it's going to be linear.
Like a tire, like you're changing a flat tire.
Like a tire.
Yeah.
All the tightness we need is equivalent to 10 inch-pounds per screw. This 10 inch-pounds per screw gives us a total clamping force of 1,635 pounds. So nothing realistically that the rifle will have to deal with during the shooting process is going to be able to change that initial setup. So you see how well lined up is. Now we have a mount to the Picatinny rail center over bore, so we don't have to change that windage setting later on. Okay.
Well, with the variations of AK, this is of AK pattern rifles from different countries. This is really important. So I'm going to pop the challenge to you, Marcus. Can you do my Chinese Mac 90?
Absolutely.
All righty. Let's give that a try then, okay?
Okay.
So you got my Chinese Mac 90 all lined up with your optic mount.
Yes, so there was a little bit of a difference in either the thickness of the side rail of the Mac or the width of the receiver. So our mount actually can deal very well with all those variations. And we can see here that the pattern line that fitted and still allowed us to have the Picatinny rail centered over bore, referencing this notch in the rear side, is the diamond-shaped pattern line.
So like a slot machine, you need to line up, you want to line up the shapes.
Correct.
That makes it very simple for us Americans.
Yep.
All right. Okay. All righty.
Thank you. So now the next step is to put the scope on the mount, make sure that the reticle is in the center of the tube. This is how we want to zero any scope in order to preserve the quality of the scope, the quality of the lenses. By keeping by having the reticle in the center of the tube, we keep the lenses in alignment, and that's the best situation for that scope.
So it's just a matter of me grabbing an optic and putting it on there now.
Grab an optic, make sure that the reticle is in the center of the tube. We'll just put it on the mount and go shoot and see if there is any deviation in that windage, that we are going to address them with the mount.
Okay. Let me grab an optic and we'll put it on there.
Sounds good.
3 shots down range. Marcus, you ready?
Ready, sir.
Okay. Because he's going to show us how to set this up really well. We're going to see where I hit, and then we're going to make adjustments. Let's go see where we hit. All right, Marcus, show us how we're going to do this, because as you can see, I got my elevation about correct, but my windage is a little bit off.
Yeah, so it looks like the windage, the rifle shoots with now, with your scope, with the reticle in the center of the tube, you have a 4 MOA deviation at 25 yards.
Okay.
So we are going to look at the table of adjustments that is in our operating manual, and we are going to adjust accordingly to bring our point of aim where our point of impact is here. So we are going to do that adjustment right away.
Okay.
Okay, so we need to make a 4 MOA adjustment. As we saw, the rifle shot to the left of the bullseye. So our operating manual that comes in the box with the product, or can be downloaded from the website, has a table on page 3 that gives us the amount of adjustments that we need to apply depending on how far off we were from the bullseye and on which side of the bullseye. So if we look at this rear portion of the table, we are shooting at 25 yards and our deviation was 4 MOA. As you can see here, now we go down this column and we see that we have to dial 4 lines on our adjustment mechanism. So we are going to apply that correction right away. So we need to apply 4 lines of adjustment to bring our point of aim to the left of the bullseye. Okay, so we are going to remove the scope mount and the optic from the rifle, and we are going to remove the optic from the mount.
What I'm using is a Primary Arms 2.5. It's got the ACSS reticle on there, and it is designed for the 7.62 by 39 ammunition.
Okay. Then we are going to establish our fixed pivoting point at the front end of the Picatinny rail. This bracket has a pin at the front, and there is a hole on the back side of the front end of the Picatinny rail. We are going to fit the pin into that hole. We are going to use one of these thumb screws that come in the box to secure this front piece of the adjustment mechanism to the front end of the Picatinny rail. Now, we know that we need to bring our point of aim to the left of the bullseye. That means we have to move the rear end of the Picatinny rail in the opposite direction. Now we are going to attach the dialing mechanism. We are going to first retract the bolt. This is exactly how it comes in the bolt in the box, right? So we are going to attach it to this end, to the rear end of the mount. We shoulder here. We take the second thumb screw out of the box and we secure this dialing mechanism to the rear end of the mount. Just snug. Now we are going to turn the dial until the screw bottoms up to the Picatinny rail. Okay, we have a better light there, right? Okay. We hold it like that, and now we establish our reference point. We look for our 0. We see it is here, and we turn this dial to position any of these triangles, whichever fits, to line up to the 0 mark on the disc. And now we are securing it in that position with this wing nut. As simple as that. All we have to do now is to take the Allen key out of the box. I think we dropped the Allen key. Now we need to use the Allen key that comes in the box to loosen these set screws just enough to allow the Picatinny rail to slide. We do not remove them, we just loosen them up. There are lock washers under each of these screws, so we need to loosen them enough to allow the Picatinny rail to slide. And now we simply apply that correction. We said that we need 4 MOA according to the table. 4 lines, I'm sorry. So we move from 0, you see this triangle is the reference, through 4. And I'm going to repeat this just to give you the visual image. You see how these lines move relative to each other. Yeah? So now I brought it back to where it was. So now we are going to apply that correction again from 0 to 4. As you see, we swung.
Move your hand just a little bit there.
We moved the rear end of the Picatinny rail relative to that fixed pivoting point that we had at the front. Now we hold it in that position and we tighten back these screws, 10 pounds each. That's going to give us 1,635 pounds of clamping force. So we know that is not going to go anywhere. Now we can remove the 2 pieces that are part of the adjusting mechanism. Put them back in the box, whatever. We are not going to need them again unless we want to re-zero the scope or change the rifle that needs another zeroing. So only in those kind of situations. As long as we keep the same rifle, the same scope, everything is going to be in the same position. Okay. Now we are going to put the scope back on. It needs to be in the same position, the same slots where it was before, obviously. And put it back on the rifle. Same situation until it bumps. Lock it in place and is ready to go.
Alrighty.
Now, Johnny is going to shoot again and see how well we did with that correction.
Okay, so now we're going to see how well the correction worked on this. All right. Again, 3 shots in this dreadful heat. Just for you, okay? Let's go see how we did. So this is where I hit. Marcus, I'm going to point this out. Yeah, I'm going to blame that one on dehydration right there. But look.
This one here?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's higher up on the elevation, but if you look at the windage, it's
that's me. That is not your optic mount. That is... I'm going to claim dehydration or something.
You know,
look at that.
It is my fault. I made you, you know, put you in the situation to become dehydrated.
Again, this is what I use as an example. Look at this. Size of my fist, y'all. Let me back this up a little bit. Back this up. Again. Size of my fist. Yeah, that, yeah. But look, right there. Okay? And that's from 25 meters. And again, as Marcus demonstrated, there is a chart you know, in the instructions on there that it explains how that works.
Yeah, so depending on the distance you are shooting at, the chart has 3 different sections that allows you to apply the right correction if you are shooting at 100 yards, at 50 yards, and then 25 yards.
Okay.
There is a table that gives you exactly the amount of correction that you need to apply.
Awesome. So we're going to try something different now, aren't we?
Yes. Shall we name it?
Not yet. I want to show it to him. Marcos!
Yes, sir.
Hey, we're kind of running short on time. I know we promised everyone we'd show them what we do next. Do you think we should give them a little clue?
Of course.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they could take this as a hint or not, or a subliminal message, but yeah, I think this is going to be nice.
I really hope so.
Until we see y'all again, Giant Practical Nerds. Questions, comments, leave them below. Until I see y'all again, out here. Stay tuned.